Hey peeps, it's Khan, playing Kerbal Space Program with the Realistic Progression Light, which is just a bunch of mods. Check out the first video if you really want to know what all was in it in this pack. So anyway, special sort of video today. I am attempting the 60 FPS encoding. Hopefully it'll work out alright. And you'll have nicer, smoother videos, except when the FPS actually goes to crap on the copy, which happens. So let's go ahead and jump into this and resume the usual universe. So anyway, it's been a long work week for me. I wanted to make a bunch of videos, but the entire week has been dead and empty because I ran out of videos. And last weekend, the timing went so terribly awry that I wasn't able to make any real videos all weekend for various reasons. And CCR was out, and I didn't feel like it some days, and the days I did feel like it, I just didn't get to it. I don't know. All sorts of wreck happened. Anyway, at least I did manage to get the live stream, this one and the last one, just fine. So anyway, last time we were out, I flew the jumbo butt plug to Gilly. Poor Jabby stuck out there. I don't know if I can get him back or not. Anyway, we grew 1,278 science. Now I got to figure out what to do with it. There's a couple things I actually think are a little high priority right now. That would be nice to have, but what I'm after here probably is this Kethane processing thingy. What else we got sitting around? Oh, here's a bunch of more Kethane parts. So that's a heavy drilling unit, medium survey unit, storage apparatus, more storage apparatus, even more storage apparatus. Look at all that Kethane storage stuff. I really need these two, both of them, to do what I want to do soon. But in the meantime today, I'll probably go and unlock this one anyway. Now what's this? Hey, more Kethane parts. It's a cathoelectric reactor, a heavy converter. Oh, that's something you never want to use ever. And a external drilling unit. And some... Oh, it's like a Kethane turbine thingy. It works in the atmosphere or something. This is terrible. I don't know why they added this. This, I believe it eats Kerbals and turns them into Kethane. Why? It kills your Kerbal knot. Why would you want to use this? Why? Oh god. Anyway, what we're going to do today is I'm going to see about designing a space station. And honestly, I need a space station around, oh, where do I need it? Let's see. Not around the moon. Minmus, that's it. I need one around Minmus. I could also stick one up around Kerbal, but usually I don't use that unless I'm really flying a bunch of space planes. Let's see, which one is it? The big one. Alright, so, there's two options on this particular thing as far as personnel. Well, we could have somebody living in it, but this is the biggest pod I got available right now. It's kind of useless. And so I don't really have to mess with swapping out personnel plus a bunch of life support. I suppose for at least this first station, we could use it as a... it could be just piloted with a robot or something. Whatever this thing is. So, anyway, I gotta build something around this. I actually got some ideas. I want to make something interesting. Like, you remember the jumbo butt plug? That was an awesome episode. I want to make something that looks really good and is rounded, kind of alien looking. Something you don't normally see. So for the moment, I'm just going to design a station, and we'll worry about getting it up into space after it's fully designed. Let's see here. I need back here stretchable. So what's the difference between this and that? let's see here. This goes R, F, T, and G. Okay, for sure. R, F, T, and G. Oh. Let's see here. Stretching. This tank is designed for service modules and other upper stage pressurized tanks. If it's slightly less than the normal tank, and mass is slightly more if using real fuels, but allows using some of its volume for electricity if using module fuel tanks or real fuels. There's really no purpose. Since I ain't got real fuels on, I don't think there's much point in me having that. Okay, so I guess I'll use... Or was I using these? Oh, okay, this is what I want. Alright, so there's a couple things I could do with this. Let's actually flip this sucker around. And kind of want to make this thing look like a big pod in a way. It's rounded and stuff. I can do that. Let's see, how big do I want this sucker? Total mass, I think I'll make this thing approximately around 10 tons. And I also got to change out the texture for one. And I'd like to stretch it, function different shape maybe. And B, that's it. Hit B, and you can change its shape around. Yeah. Alright, well, problem with this is I need to flip it. Alright, so let's change the top size. Which is, how do you do that? F, to stretch the width, okay. That's the bottom. Alright, well, what's the top? Top would be R. That's length. Top width, Y. Okay, there we go, Y. Had to look it up. Alright, so this one I'm actually after around 2.5. Now right here is where you're looking. 2.5 whatever meters. This may actually take me a while to build this sucker. Like that jumbo butt plug did take me some time. Alright, here's the bottom. How big do I want this? Actually, it kind of depends on what I want to put on the backside too. Let me go look at something real quick. There's a few things I want on this thing for sure. This is being one of them. This is a giant docking port of doom. And that sucker is probably the 5 meter. No, maybe not. 3. Apparently it's the 3 meter. Alrighty. Approximately. Of course, the actual port itself appears to be a little bit bigger than 3 meters. Maybe it's 3.5, 4. But I can make this whatever shape I want. It can fit fairly snugly on that. So T for texture, yeah. I'm not sure what color I want this yet. Hadn't thought of that until right now. Well, white's an option. And not a bad option. I wonder if there's a gray like this. Just weird colors here. I cycled clear through. There's orange. I don't know if I care for the blue. There's this. The problem with that is it's really hard to see, so I think I'll just keep it white. That'll work. That's gonna be a weird... Alright, well, it's not really turning out exactly how I was planning, but I wasn't really sure what I was planning for either. I'm just kind of winging it. I do that often. There's that. Kind of looks funky buffy. Alright, I like that one. Okay, so that would work. A few other things I'm definitely going to need on this tank. Obviously, we're probably going to need a bunch of RCS. Bigger. I like to keep a lot of various fuel types, like, you know, make sure I always got some RCS sitting around. There's that. What's this? This is a giant version. I don't think I need that much. What is this? Oh, 1,000 mono propellant. That's 750 in this. That's plenty. Obviously, we need a bunch of batteries. Let's see where the battery's hiding at. I don't think I have the jumbo battery unlocked yet. That's unfortunate. I'll have to figure something out. I'll probably just use a bunch of these. Or something approximately like that. See, this has got 1,000, but it's so small. I could stick the batteries on other parts. I actually plan on having things sticking out on this thing. Somehow, somewhere. I would like a large docking port on the top. Not the jumbo, but a fairly large one. Let's see. Not you. A regular... Yeah. Clampatron Senior. Put that there. Usually when I make these stations, I'll expand them out with more parts later. I always make them so they can be expanded easily. So I throw giant docking ports all over. Now this thing here, I think you can dock with all 3 sizes of docking port on that. Alright, so what else have we got? I need probably some scaffolding bits. Let's see what kind of scaffolding we can see. Oh, actually, I also need some of this, but... Oh, hey, this could be good. I could use a couple of these SAS halves to cover over the funky, somewhat ugly parts of this docking port. That's a good idea. So, I put the thing on double, because this is just a half. If you put, you know, 2 halves on, it'll wrap clear around. Oh yeah, that looks much better, actually. The thing is, this part's not centered. Nope, I grabbed a hold of something I didn't want to. Oh, okay, there we go. Put that there. Yeah, that's centered down. And that's gonna look pretty good. I need, like I said, scaffolding. There's 2 ways you could do that, really. Like, you could use the usual junk scaffolding, or you could use fuselsages. Either one would work. Actually, I probably want to go for fuselages or something of that sort, and that's an interesting way to do this. Okay, so I need structural, and I want particular default piece. This. Radial attachment ports. I'm going to stick on 4 of these. I could put them up here, or I could put them on here somewhere. I kind of like them on this. If I do it, I need to make sure they're pretty straight, though, and I'm not sure how straight I can get them on that. I doubt if I can get them very straight. Let's see. Is that straight? It might be. It's difficult to tell. Let's go ahead and stick something on them and see if they're straight for testing. Those aren't straight. Not at all straight. Okay, well, let's see what I can do. That might be straight. Let's check. Oh, that's pretty straight right there. Yeah. That'll work. I don't want these specifically on there. This is just a whole bunch of fuel. I want to use... interesting bits and pieces. I could use like some stretchy tanks and just tell them to be empty. Oh, it's a solar sail. Never did play with that yet. I have to try that soon. Alright, so I need a particular size of stretchy. Like these. Yeah, that'll work. And I want to make them longer. How do I do this? Alright. T for texture, R. Okay, R. That's it. And I want you to be... actually, they don't have to be that big, because I also need to stick some other things on them. So let's make these suckers... I want them big enough so I can dock things on the other end. If I just make that approximately 3 tons, that'd probably be a little long, but we'll try it. Something like that. And I could change the fuel type out entirely if I want. Let's see, what was the fuel tank type? G. Alright, let's see what our options are. Regular liquid fuel, oxidizer. I believe that says monopropellant. That's not a bad idea. I could take this thingy off entirely. And then we got structural fuselage, which is significantly lighter, which is a pretty good idea, but, you know, which one do you want? You want extra fuel storage? Not. Thing is, if I have this as monopropellant, that's a whole lot of monopropellant. Probably more than I'm gonna need. How big is this? How heavy is this giant monopropellant thing I have on here? 3.4 tons. I guess I'll go with the structural fuselage. B. Is it B? Yeah, B. No. I'm hitting buttons I don't want. Forget what it was. G. Okay, G. Structural fuselage. Alright, much lighter. And I'm wanting to stick on some batteries. Probably. Where are our batteries? I think they're on this section right here. These rounded ones. Now, the thing with these batteries here is they kind of weaken the structure a bit, but I do believe one of the mods I have causes that to no longer be an issue. So, this should be fine. Stop freaking out. Oh, come on. You can do it. Oh, you have to do this. Fine, I'll take us off. Ah, it's fighting with me. Why? Okay, doesn't know what it's doing. This one completely derped. Wow, what are you doing, man? It's like totally screwing up here. Alright, fine. Take us off, stick it up on the top, and build it this way. It's just saying no. Ain't working. Alright, try this again. Sometimes things just don't work the way you want them to. Alright, flip the sucker around this way. Tell you what. Pull it off from here, and then try to put it back on. Hopefully straight. It ain't straight at all. Get this on. Alright, there we go. Okay, right there. Pretty much in the center of it. Fighting with a sucker? Now, I'd like to have the docking ports, extra docking ports, going up and down here. I'm not 100% sure if I can easily pull that off. Sometimes it's difficult to get it to do what you want it to do. I'm going to try a couple ways to do it. Where's the... I gotta go structural. And then hit one of these. I don't know if this will work or not, but we'll go to... let's see, go over here. And grab... any random fuel tank, really. Oh, actually, I got something I could probably modify. I could make a new one. Let's try something. I need to put something here, but what? That's the question. Be interesting if we had like a circular round tank or something. Not this either. So I got some ideas of what I want to do with this, but they're sort of incomplete. Not that. It's trouble to get things to really work the way you want them to sometimes. Giant tank. Way too big. A little bit too big. Could work if I can get it to stick on the end. Sort of. I could probably get it to work here. Hold on. That looks like it might fit. Right there. Yeah. It'll work, I guess. R. 2, 3, probably about like something like that. Let's make it shorter. I would like to have this thing at about 2.5 tons, approximately. No real good reason. I just think that'll be about the right size. Now, what I want on here is I can strap some things on the tops and bottoms, but I'd like some docking ports on that. Let's see. Docking ports. So really the big thing with the space station is a lot of fuel and a lot of docking ports. That should be plenty of fuel. Almost 30 tons there, plus if I leave these alone, a bunch more tons on the side. And then we've got docking ports. I can't find them. Why? Why you do this? Why I do this? I don't know. It's probably over here in utility. That's why. Alright. Okay, I'm going to use these ones here. And I'm going to put them on the top and the bottom. Like that. And that way when I do dock things to it, I can dock them on the tops and bottoms quite easily. I prefer to point these stations like straight north or something at an equator orbit. And it usually makes it fairly simple and easy to dock with them, in my personal opinion. And it turns out pretty good. Now, other things we're going to need, we probably got plenty of power on that. Options, to be honest, there are options. We could throw up modules with it, or later, to hold things like life support and spare pods, in case I actually want to take some actual Kerbals to it and want them to be more self-sufficient or something. I could actually just attach that to it later if I really wanted to. We could just throw a general basic station up. Something I do possibly want. I'm gonna look in to see what kind of Cathane stuff I've got. I believe this is probably all the Cathane storage I've got. It's not a bad idea to stick the Cathane right here too. Let's see. Dry mass is 0.25. We could also replace the fuselages with these too. That's not a bad idea at all. That way we would actually have a purpose for all this. Stuff sticking out. Let's try it. Okay, that'll work. Now we got some spare Cathane storage for when we actually get some Cathane. And it'll actually be pretty light on the way up. Let's see, what else have we got? A lot of these parts I've unlocked and hadn't even touched. That's like a microscopic Cathane fuel tank. No need for that. Alright, I think we need to go look into utility. Now here's a Cathane converter. This thing's really dinky. And it would be preferable to have one on the station versus on a lander, but I could just have a module sitting on here that takes care of the whole thing. I don't necessarily have to stick these on the station right now. They're 0.5 weight, so they're a little heavy. This thing's just supposed to float around in orbit for now, and I can launch other things to it later. So what we really need, I suppose, is either way more batteries, which is not a bad idea. Oh, stop flipping out. Look at that. Alright, I'll fix that in a moment. Put that back. Come on. Fine, I'll just do it like this. Put you there. Get another battery. Stick it on here. Put that there. Alright. I think that'll work. And how you fix this is you get one of them the way you want it. And then you pull off all of them and then put it back on. I hope this goes on straight. It's kind of wobbled. Straight enough, I think. Maybe. Alright, there we go. Two more important things. We need a bunch of solar panels. And I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Do I have the jumbos yet? I don't even know if I unlocked them yet. So we got these ones here. Photovoltaics. Nothing important going on anywhere else. What is this? An updated solar panel can now turn towards the sun, which greatly reduces the possibility of losing a mission for the lack. Oh, so this is like a giant, one of those really big ones. 1.9 a second versus these ones to a second. I mean, what's the point here? 0.175 is the weight. 0.3. Really? This sucker is a little heavier, probably bigger, and doesn't even do as good. So why would I want that versus the default? I don't even know. Okay, so we got the 2x3s and the 1x6s. So I'm going to use a bunch of 1x6s. Now, I'm pointing the sucker north, so it's probably best to stick these all along the side here. Probably like right here would work. Make a bunch of them. I wonder if I get 4 on this thing. I might be able to. Yes, looks like it. Would have helped if I actually had the angle snap on. Things might have actually not worked at all. Imagine that. Now I just need to line it all up better because they're kind of not on straight, are they? No, not at all. Fighting with KSP. They're all angled down. Actually, it may not be a bad idea. Keep them angled down. Let's do it like this. And there's a reason, hopefully. If I can manage to pull it off. See what this does. Having that on just totally destroys whatever angle you want it at. So I'm just going to have to manually place these. I'll put this one here. Ugh. Put this down here. Ah, come on, stop it. Put that there. Okay. Now, flip it. Alright, see how this looks. They're not going to be on there straight at all if I did that. Is that even a problem? Actually, the way these things unfold, they're going to be unfolding this way, so I really need these in a completely different spot altogether. I need them on the bottom. And probably the top. Alright, well. Let's do it like this, I suppose. Right here is approximately the center. Yeah, if you're going along this edge. Ah, come on! Don't do that. Flip it. Let it touch, just a little. Almost touch. That's looking pretty good. It's not perfect, but does it have to be? No, it doesn't have to be. Alright, go here. Do that. Anyway, while I'm doing this, I may as well discuss something somewhat interesting. A while back, there was a poll I believe NASA had, and actually it may have been more than a poll. They were asking for volunteers to go to Mars for permanently, like to completely migrate to Mars permanently. And there was like millions of people that volunteered for it. Apparently, it was a site you could sign up at and everything. I never did that, but I had been thinking about the subject for a while, but, you know, honestly, there had been a lot of scientific studies on the feasibility of, oh, what the hell? Oh, freaking, there we go. Somehow I accidentally hit a Windows key or something. This button here to turn that off. Alright, anyway, there was a been a lot of different scientific studies on the feasibility of making Mars habitable. And some of which had generally found with the proper use of technology and resources and forgetting about how much money it costs anyway, they could probably make Mars naturally breathable and livable in probably about 50 years, at least atmosphere-wise. And hopefully that would be fine. I wonder what these look like when they're put out. I'm gonna have to double this whole thing and put them on the top as well. I'm gonna need a lot of power. Those cathane things, the refineries and such, they really suck in the power sometimes. So if the governments of the world really wanted to make Mars habitable again, they could probably pull it off. It just would not be an easy feat. We'd likely have to have a bunch more advances in technology as far as like things like life support and terraforming technology need a boost. Better space flight, preferably shorter trips to Mars, so you don't have to wait 4 months just to get there, especially with millions of people. If you decide to send that many people that way. There's a lot of... Holy crap. That's not what I wanted. There's a lot of interesting science along the entire subject, and also just thinking about the idea, you could speculate quite a bit. For instance, it's generally unfeasible as our current economies are now to really do that. It would require more resources and more money than our economies of the world could probably do. We'd have to switch to a different system that's more likely able to handle major world projects like that. And but that's just the economic end of things. There's other things to deal with too. But once you've actually gotten over to Mars, they would have to probably put a whole lot of water on the planet somehow, and start building up actual growable soil, because the whole place is basically a desert right now. There would just be a lot of work to be done. It'd be a major, massive project of doom. Like, probably one of the biggest projects you could possibly ever do. But it would be interesting. Like, even if they started on it, like, in a year or two, which they ain't gonna, I don't think, it would probably still take them years. So, anyway, this is probably gonna work for a really basic station. You don't need too fancy. This thing's mostly for refuel and docking, and that's going to be the main purpose of a minimus station anyway. See, other things I really need on this sucker's lights. It's very important to put lights on there. Where have I got the lights at? I think they're in here somewhere. I don't have that many lights unlocked. We got these little dinky illuminators. Crappy laser I don't need. I think I could use default lights if I can find them. There they are. Okay, well, I think I'll do it this way. I'm gonna put a couple lights on. We'll have one this way, and I like to point these down a little. I can make them like this. Flip them. Put the same kind of thing on like that. Let's actually turn this angle snap off and fix these up a little better. That'll work. And I want to do the same thing on the other side of them. Probably about here, I think is the right place. Flip this down. Alright, let's see if these are straight. Not really. This one needs to move down a ways. This one needs to move down a little bit. Try that. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's also good to have some general light on the main mass of the tank here. So I'm going to have something like that going on. That way you can see a little bit more about what you're doing. And we could also use a little bit of light on the top docking ports, or major docking port here. I'm going to use this little illuminator thing. I really only need like 2 of them. That's giving me 4 anyway. There we go. Gotta put this right here, flip it over. And probably gonna do it like that. Alright, there is at least 1 or 2 more important things we really need. And that would be one of these antennas. Alright, packet size versus range. Alright, there's a 5 million. Let's see where to put it. I suppose we could just slap these suckers on the top, right around here would work. How heavy is this? Really light, not worried about it. And we could also use some mega dish. That's a pretty mega dish. Wow. Look at the size of that sucker. That's a big dish. Alright, we also got this one. I guess they're all big. What else we got on the next page? This is a small dish. Alright, so that's 90 million. To be honest, we really only need something, at least for the moment, to get back to our Kerbal. So what here have I got that's got somewhere like a little bit over 11 plus million. A bunch of these won't work for what we're doing. I just need a little dish without a huge power draw. Well, this thing might have to do. Oh, we also got that. Oh, this will work. This one's got a nice wide angle, and that's why I like it for this particular purpose. I probably want to flip it. Maybe. I think... which way is this going? I just want one. Come on. Start deployed. I would like it deployed the other direction. That way I don't accidentally run into it so easy. Things like that have happened. Alright, well, I can't have it deployed when I launch. And we need... I'd like to have a jumbo mega dish too. Like this one. That can reach across the solar system. Something like that might be better off launched and attached off of the side rather than launched with it. It's just too big. Okay, well, in the meantime, that's looking pretty good. Let me just stick on probably one of these. It's 5,000. It's 5 million. Oh, yeah, I need one of these just to keep it going while we launch the sucker. It's pretty light, pretty small, nothing to worry about. And another option is a Kethane survey unit. I don't really think we need one specifically on this. This sucker is going to just float around a planet that I've already looked at all the Kethane at. Anything else we really need here? We don't need this, but it'd be interesting. I'm going to have to launch one of those soon. I wonder... I don't think I've got the major laboratory unlocked yet either. No, nothing I can do with that. This might be about it. Then the next thing I gotta do is launch the sucker. Which isn't really that bad. I mean, I don't think this thing's that heavy. It's just... iffy. It's kind of funky. The weird shape of it and everything. It's kind of an issue. Alright. Well, anyway, one important thing I really need to do is go to custom 1, select all these freaking panels, stick them all on toggle. That way all I have to do is hit a button and then everything will just unfold all at once. It'll be quite nice. Come on, you. Alright, now I just need to get the bottoms. Oh, did I get it? Yes, that's it. Sometime I ought to show you how to make a single staged orbit. That'll be fun. We'll get to that sometime soon. I don't know if I got the parts unlocked right now for that or not. I'd have to look. I don't remember. I don't think I do. Alright, that's that. And next part would really be trying to get this sucker into orbit with some sort of launch stage. Let's go ahead and name this sucker. This is going to be Minimus. I can't remember how to spell this. Am you or am I? Minimus Station. That'll work for now, and we'll save it. And let's see if I happen to have Any easy way to get this thing into orbit already done. There's a sizable booster stage. With a bit of modification, that thing could possibly get this sucker into orbit, maybe. But I don't think it would be able to really pull it. Nah, I need a major something or other else. They ain't gonna do it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I wonder, we've got all these things. I'm looking for a procedural fairing. I think it might be an aerodynamic. Are these procedural fairings? I think they are. Alright, there's the fatty. Make sure this thing sticks. Yeah, this is a procedural fairing. That'd be some ridiculous fairing if I used that. This thing's enormous. Let's actually knock this down a size. Yeah, that fits a bit better. Now, the thing about this is I really need to have a de-docking something or other first. Interstate fairing adapter, huh? So, let's go over to here somewhere. I'm also forgetting RCS. RCS is pretty easy to deal with as far as this goes. I don't need much RCS. I'm just going to stick like 4 of them around here. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Because I don't really need to RCS this thing too much specifically. It's more what I'm docking to needs to RCS to get a hold of it. So I need a undocking port or a decoupler, which ought to be probably in here. There's a lot to choose from. There's these funky stacked couplers. It's a big one. Actually, that's probably the right size. Yeah. Alright. Let's use this. And that. And let's see, we got egg-shaped and conic. Look at the size of that thing. It's ridiculous. Oh god. Well, I don't know if it's better off to have that or not. Probably not. I think I'm going to try launching without. That thing is nuts. We're probably going to have less drag without. So, let's go over to propulsion. Whip out some big stuff. The first thing I want to do is decide on the engine, really. Then I can figure out what else I need. This is a 1250. It's not really that big. Do I have anything bigger? This thing's small. Wow, 1,400 and some. Oh, it's probably about the right size. There's a 600 version. Alright, well, yeah. This thing is decently efficient, pretty much, so the only problem is it's really heavy. Look at that, 8 tons. And this sucker is 5. That's much smaller. I guess we're gonna use that for our initial stage. I mean, the freaking thing is enormous. Alright. I guess we'll roll with it. And I need a jumbo stretchy. Not that jumbo. Yeah, not that size, I think. And to figure out how big I want this, let's see, was it R? Yeah. What are you doing? Total mass 79 tons. I don't even know how much this thing can take. Let's try 60. Yeah, this thing's probably going to take several attempts to get it into orbit. So this may take a while to figure out what I need to do. I don't know. One thing I do want is some particular tanks on the side. There's some really fancy, nice tanks in here. I really like these ones. They're large. Fancy tanks. I need to attach those, obviously. I'm gonna need some decouplers. Where are they? Somewhere around here I got some nice decouplers. I think they were this page. That's one option. There's a good option right there. And there was another one added from a mod. Oh wow. Interesting. How big are these? They're pretty good, nice heavy duty decouplers. Alright, I'm gonna try these out. Never had these before. Put them right there. And I'm gonna whip out this jumbo tank of doom. Put that right there. Now, the reason why I like these particular weird side tanks is what you can put under them, and they fit so nicely. You can stick your rather large thrusters right underneath these, and they just fit so nice, and they look good that way. Now, with those in there, I really need to drop this a little bit. Let's see, I need to get a hold of this. And I need to move them down. Probably to about there. Up a little bit more is fine, but that'll probably work. And we'll likely do a test flight with this and see how catastrophically bad it is. Oh god. So there's those, and then they all drop off, and then this thing fires. And then that drops off later. So, this here. Save, and I don't particularly expect this one to work with the particular weight it's throwing up, unless I threw this up there dry. It could work, it might not, I don't know. But we're gonna give it a shot, and next episode. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll be tweaking the crap out of this thing if we gotta, next time.